I am a little late to the game here, but we did get a Community Comm-Link from Darktide, from Fat Shark here just last week. I want to quickly go over it. There's really nothing big in this video. All I'm going to do is just talk about the two weapons that they are showing off. The new Thunder Hammer, which has a heavy cleave emphasis, and the new Force Sword, which has more of a stabbing emphasis for single target high AP damage. Also, there is a patch coming for Darktide, says towards the end of the month, and it will be a sizable patch along with some small content. So that is all the news in this video, in this comm-link. So if that's all you wanted to know, feel free to go ahead and shut the video down. But before you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun action. And do follow me on Twitch, where we stream Darktide and a number of other games every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find a link to that in the description and the pinned comment, whatever the hell it is called. But you can find all that below. But let's dive here in on the newest comm-link for Darktide. And again, that big focus is going to be on a sizable patch along with a small content drop containing some additional tools for you to help in the fight against the heretics of Tertium. Here's a sneak peek of two of the weapons you will that you will find included. So the first one here is the Iron Helm Mark IV Thunder Hammer. These Thunder Hammers have a weapon special that gives players some cleave before triggering some extra damage when stopping. I don't know what that means. Some extra damage when stopping, maybe at the end of a blow, maybe gives you cleave damage. I don't know. That's kind of there's a little bit of funkiness in this. Some additional tools for you to help in the fight when stopping. There's some localization issues here, so that's kind of a funk that I didn't understand really. And maybe someone saw it in a Discord and Reddit and can answer that question. But this is the new Thunder Hammer, I believe, that'll be coming our direction. That's exciting to get a Thunder Hammer that does have a higher cleave, and maybe that's why we weren't getting a good enough cleave on the current Thunder Hammers, because its emphasis was on single target. But I think the issue kind of crops up when we see these two weapons is some sort of communication that says, like, you know what, we hear all of your inquiries about having the Thunder Hammer have a better cleave or having better single target damage on the Force Sword. No one says that. Everyone says more cleave damage. Better things here and there when it comes to weapons. I think like something that along the lines from Fat Shark just saying like, hey, yeah, we hear everything you're saying, but we do have a lot of weapons that might fill the gaps of what you expect in the existing weapon base. Just stay tuned until the full repertoire of weapons has been released, and that way you'll have a better idea of what is out there. Like, I had no idea we'd be getting another Thunder Hammer. You know, that's another Zealot weapon. I don't think anyone expected to get another Zealot weapon. We already had the Crusher added to the game. So now we'll have 3 total Hammer-esque weapons for the Zealot to take advantage of. So it'll be very interesting to see. Maybe this will not be a Zealot exclusive weapon, but that would be very weird, because I believe that's in the description of the character creation says, oh, they get unique weapons, the Eviscerator, the Thunder Hammer, and the Flamer. So I believe this will be Zealot exclusive. Now our other weapon here is the Deimos Mark II Blaze Force Sword. It has the same kind of silhouette that we saw in one of the Psyker weapon skins. It created this exact like blade here for you with a kind of a different fuller. But this Force Sword employs more of a thrusting attack pattern that is great against armored single target enemies. So an interesting thing here for the Force Sword. And what I think is kind of going to be present here with both of these weapons is I hope that there are some tweaks to the weapons that exist, right? The other Thunder Hammer and the other Force Sword, because no one was saying that the Force Sword needed a better single target counterpart. In fact, everyone was saying that the current Force Sword does not have good enough cleave or horde clear. So to have another Force Sword added to the game that seems to fill the same niche as the existing Force Sword is kind of a little funky. I do understand that you can do specific things on the other Force Sword to get a semi-cleave, wave clear kind of situation, but by no stretch of the imagination do I look at the Force Sword as a wave clearing weapon. So to have one that doubles down on a single target, it's a little funky. Especially because the other Force Sword too, charge it and smash someone with it and you do a ton of damage. So Gonna be interesting to see how that how those patch notes come out with the patch that is coming, how they really kind of shake up the existing weapon base and some hopeful really cool balance coming with that. At this point too, it's great to see more weapons. I'm excited to see that. But we will also be getting to some new conditions. Furthermore, we'll be deploying a couple of new conditions and a more modified versions of already existing conditions, which you will be able to see on the mission board in the coming weeks. So exciting things all around. Very excited just to see more improvements to Darktide. Love to see it. But I do think at this point in the game, with people having 300, 400, 500, 600 hours put into it, we need more content. We need another class. We need another map. We need things that make the gameplay loop start to feel different, because we've tapped into crafting now, and now people can create the dream weapons that they've always wanted, which is great. It does add so much more replayability. But we're at the point now where we have exhausted the hell out of Heretic Plus, right? Those last two difficulties are not as difficult anymore. We either need a new difficulty, a new map to kind of pick apart and feel a different level of difficulty by discovering that map, or a new class to have a difficulty curve of that class. Because I feel the game is going to start stagnating off of the things that, if by comparison to Vermintide 2 now, at this point in the game, Vermintide 2 would have stabilized its initial patches, the game would have come to a better situation, but you have 15 classes to take advantage of in Vermintide 2. We're still at the very same 4 we've had since launch with Darktide, with promises of classes to come. So I'm glad that they're righting the ship, and everything's getting corrected and bugs are getting fixed, and we're getting to a really good place. But I do think that they need to start putting a little bit of a speed up on now the content, because I think that as of the last patch, the game is in the state I think we wanted with launch of Darktide. So now that we're in that stage, I would like the trickle of new content to not be a trickle. Start bringing at least like certain milestones of content. Hey, you know what? Now we're going to start jumping into our original plan of every quarter a new class. That was their plan back in October, and so on and so forth. So excited to see this stuff. Really jazzed on it. Loving to see the progression with the game. But I still think we need to start jumping into some content with Darktide so that the game does feel more live. It is supposed to be a live service game after all. So some other questions though, with a material pickup prompt, basically adding a UI context clue to let it know. We're also reviewing the HUD in general with how it works and providing both feedback and information. So please let us know how your thoughts of the current HUD and what you would like to see going forward. So basically they're saying like the community was asking for notifications when packing up crafting resources. We'll be looking at implementing a toggle for this option in the interim, so you can choose to opt out of the notifications because people were not liking that notification. I personally love it. Like every time in fact, Darktide, if you could even add in another prompt that every time that happens, I hear like a cash register, like cha-ching notification, I would love that. That just means I'm closer and closer to manipulating the ultimate weapon of my dreams. Can opener blessing. Some players have been asking about a bug with the can opener blessing of the faux Ren Ripper guns. We will add a bug fix in the upcoming content drop so that the brittleness will only be applied on a stab attack. Alongside this bug fix, we'll add a few buffs to the faux Ren Ripper guns, including doubling the stacks of bitterness? What the hell? No, that's just me. Brittleness per stab, increasing the stagger capabilities, increasing the damage and armor penetration per stab, and other changes to movement penalties. Detailed patch notes will go live shortly after the content drop releases. So very excited to see all these things here coming now for Darktide. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Are you stoked on the 2 new weapons? Do you think that we're ready for some new weapons like the two-handed chain axe? I mean, that would probably be... that might be a Zealot exclusive one, who knows? The two-handed chain axe, some different melee weapons for the Ogren, a stub gun that is just simply the same gun that the Dreg gunners use, or the hot shot las gun. Like, I'd love to see some more variety here. We've gotten, I think, a total of 3 melee weapons since launch. I'd like to start seeing some additional range weapons, because we're kind of in a shoehorn, right? We're stuck in these very specific ruts of there's the min-max ultimate range weapon in the las gun, right? And you can even get really good use out of a Vrax headhunter. But by and large, bolt gun, las guns, like those things are kind of becoming king right now. You do have really good pistols in both the las pistol and the stub revolver now. That's the las pistol's got a really good round of buffs, but I'd love to see some new range weapons to kind of shift up that ranged meta, because yeah, the melee meta is kind of solidified too, but I still think that we've gotten 3 melees. Now it'll get us 3 range or something of the sort. Something to kind of feel like there's an equal spread across the game, since this is a hybrid melee and range game. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Are you stoked on what's coming for Darktide? Can't wait to jump into some more streams. I am also, I'm like really excited for the premium content store. It's so bad. I just want that one really sick premium skin for the Ogryn that turns him basically into like a hooded paladin / dwarf looking character. So I'm really stoked on that. And the Deathcore Cree whenever that comes. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.